How does an empire die? Is it a single moment, a final breath, or a long, drawn-out silence that echoes through the ages? For the Ottomans, it was like a slow wearing away, centuries of power gradually slipping, traditions fading, and old stones weathering under the weight of time. And then, almost without warning, a sudden crash. The world changed in an instant, and the empire that once seemed eternal was gone. For hundreds of years, the empire ruled 3 vast continents, stretching across Europe, Asia, and Africa, with its heart beating in the legendary city of Constantinople, a crossroads of cultures and faiths. But its end wasn't just a slow fade into history, it was also a dramatic new beginning, a transformation that would shape the future. From its ashes, a new country appeared, Turkey, no longer defined by sultans or ancient faith, but by a bold, modern idea, a nation that separates religion from government and looks forward. The journey from king to president was one of war, revolution, and the struggle to define what a country could be. It was a fight for identity, for freedom, and for a new vision of society. What does it mean to be Turkish? Is it language, history, or something deeper? An idea that unites millions to be the heir to the Ottomans, or a citizen of a country like those in the West? This question lingers in every street and every home. This struggle shapes Turkey even today, as it balances its rich past with the challenges of the present and dreams for the future. To truly understand, we need to go back 1,000 years to the wide-open lands of Central Asia, where the story of the Turks in Anatolia first began, a journey that still echoes today. Before the Ottomans, Turkic tribes from the vast grasslands of Central Asia journeyed westward into Anatolia. These were the Seljuks, a people whose arrival would forever change the region's destiny. Renowned for their unmatched skills as horse riders and archers, the Seljuks swept across the land, taking advantage as the once mighty Byzantine Empire grew weaker and fractured from within. In 1071, at the legendary Battle of Manzikert, the Seljuks defeated the Byzantines, opening the gates of Anatolia for Turkish people to settle, farm, and build new lives. The Seljuk kingdom of Rum flourished, blending Persian, Greek, Armenian, and Turkish traditions, creating a vibrant and diverse culture that shaped Anatolia's unique identity. They built grand mosques, sturdy roadside inns for travelers, and schools that became centers of learning, laying the foundations for a special Anatolian civilization. But the peace did not last. Fierce Mongol invasions shattered the Seljuk state, breaking Anatolia into a patchwork of small, competing kingdoms and principalities. For a time, it seemed as if the Turkish story in Anatolia was coming to an end, lost among ruins and fading memories. Yet from this chaos and uncertainty, hope endured. A new power was quietly rising, ready to shape the future. One small kingdom, led by a determined chieftain named Osman, would lay the groundwork for a mighty empire that would stretch across continents. The Ottomans were about to change the course of history, transforming Anatolia and the world beyond. The time of the kings was just beginning, and a new era was about to dawn. Osman's family, the Ottomans, grew through holy war and smart leadership. Their special soldiers, the Janissaries, became the most feared fighters in the world. In 1453, Mehmed II took over Constantinople, ending the Roman Empire and making the Ottoman Empire a global power. Under Suleiman the Magnificent, the empire reached its highest point, stretching from Hungary to Yemen, mixing different cultures and religions. Istanbul grew with amazing buildings by Mimar Sinan. The Ottoman court was a center for art, science, and books. For a time, the king's power seemed complete, but even at its best, it had started to go downhill. The seeds of weakness were planted inside. The empire's golden age would not last forever. After Suleiman, the Ottoman Empire started to slowly decline. Weak kings, dishonesty, and plotting by the Janissaries chipped away at the central power. Military losses and losing land piled up, especially in Europe and the Balkans. By the 1800s, the empire was called the sick man of Europe, kept going by other powerful countries. Changes like the Tanzimat came too late, were fought against by old-fashioned people, and weakened by growing feelings of national pride. Different groups of people wanted to be independent, tearing apart the empire. World War I was a disaster, defeat being taken over, and the Armenian genocide destroyed the country. By 1918, the empire was in ruins, its lands divided. The Ottoman time was over, but a new struggle was about to begin. From the ashes of defeat, Mustafa Kemal, who would later be known as Atatürk, emerged as a determined and visionary leader. He was shaped by the hardships of war and the collapse of an empire, but he refused to give up on his homeland. Refusing to accept foreign occupation or the loss of Turkish sovereignty, he united the Turkish people and inspired them to fight for their independence. His leadership sparked a national movement that changed the course of history. Against all odds, Ataturk and his followers drove out foreign armies and ended the rule of the Ottoman Sultan, who was also the religious leader of the empire. In 1923, the Republic of Turkey was officially born, with Ankara chosen as its new capital, a symbol of a fresh start and a new era for the nation. Ataturk launched sweeping reforms, introducing new laws that separated religion from government, encouraging Western-style clothing, and replacing the old Arabic script with a modern Latin alphabet to boost literacy. Religious schools were closed, women gained the right to vote and participate in public life, and traditional symbols like the fez hat were banned to promote a modern identity. Ataturk's revolution aimed to create a modern, secular, Western-style country where science and progress would guide the future. The break with the Ottoman past was deep, deliberate, and often dramatic, as old traditions gave way to new ideas. A new Turkish identity was being forged, sometimes with force, so that the nation could stand strong and united in the modern world. The Republic was now on a bold new path, determined to shape its own destiny and future. After Ataturk's death, Turkey navigated a world at war, staying neutral in World War II. The threat from the Soviet Union pushed Turkey to join NATO in 1952, connecting it to the West. American help modernized its army and economy. Yet political problems continued. 3 times the military took over, each time saying they were protecting the separation of church and state. Cities grew and a growing middle class changed society, but deep divisions remained. The educated people who supported secularism and the religious masses fought for power. A quiet religious revival was happening under the surface. These tensions set the stage for a new political era. The 1990s brought problems and weak governments. Out of this, Recep Tayyip Erdogan and the AKP rose, promising wealth and a conservative democracy. Early years saw money growth and changes, but Erdogan's rule became more and more controlling. A vote in 2017 created a powerful presidency, putting a lot of power in Erdogan's hands. Turkey's foreign policy became more forceful, balancing ties with the West, Russia, and the Middle East. The country is now deeply split between Erdogan's supporters and those who defend Ataturk's secular legacy. National pride, religious politics, and global ambition are always in conflict. The very essence of the republic is strongly debated. Turkey is like a living patchwork: ancient Hittite ruins, Roman water pipes, Byzantine churches, Ottoman mosques, and modern tall buildings. Its culture mixes influences from Central Asia, Anatolia, the Middle East, and the Mediterranean Sea. Turkish food, from grilled meats to sweet pastries, tells the story of this meeting point. Yet, society constantly tries to balance old ways and new ways, especially about religion's role in public life. Arguments rage over headscarves, schooling, and important places like Hagia Sophia. The struggle is about who they are, East or West, or something uniquely Turkish. This conversation shapes art books and daily life. Turkey's culture is as lively as its politics. Turkey's story is one of big change, a bridge between continents and civilizations. From wandering tribes to kings to leaders, each period has left its mark. Ottoman pride and Ataturk's revolution both shaped the country's identity. The tension between empire and republic drives politics and society. Today, Turkey faces problems in its region, money troubles, and internal divisions. Its future, European, Middle Eastern, or uniquely Turkish, remains unclear. The debate over democracy and identity continues. Turkey is always at a crossroads where the past and future meet. Its journey is ongoing, a country forever shaped by history's strong currents.